Hello everyone, this is the Underdog, and I'm gonna cover some of the freakouts that have happened lately. It is basically the Oscars after their basically crusade the last two years of getting gender and race equity, so to speak, with the Oscars so white hashtag. The journalist on Twitter, at least from what I've seen, I'm gonna read a few headlines and then read an article from Pounding Into Comics regarding the freakout from the SJWs, or the journalists, whatever you want to call them, regarding Joker and the nominees. Here we have Hollywood Reporter saying, out of the 9 Best Picture Oscars nominees, 6 are centered on the tales of white males. Why does race and gender matter? If it's a good film, it's a good film. It shouldn't even matter who's in the main roles or what story is being told. And all the nominees for Best Director are males. Here we also have from The Guardian basically freaking out. It's an opinion piece. If we can call anything other than what Guardian is doing is opinion. Oscars 2020 shallow Joker squats on top of patchy, infuriating nominations. So this is the freakout from these journalists, where they're so upset that Joker is getting nominations that they're just calling this, the most so-called progressive people for that it's racist basically and sexist. Here are the very white male Oscar nominees. Joker leads the pack from Pop Dust, and you can just look or search on Twitter and you will find tweets and articles regarding this. But let's jump into the Bounding Into Comics article. Slate reporter Mark Joseph Stern, Oscar nominations are insanely sexist and racist. Slate reporter Mark Joseph Stern reacted to the recent Oscar nominations by describing them as insanely sexist and racist. Stern took to Twitter, of course. That's what these blue check bars always do. I've seen all the Oscar contenders except Joker. I will not watch Joker. See, these people don't even want to understand why people like it. And the reason why it is so near to people and resonates with people, they don't even want to watch it because of their preconceived notions that the Joker is an incel movie. The same people who wanted the Joker basically to incite violence because that would fit the narrative, except Frosted in the UK. And I feel fairly qualified to say that these nominations are insanely sexist and racist. He added, so brazenly biased toward white men that it feels like the Academy is straight up trolling us. Ooh. Here's another tweet. I recommend you support Bounding Into Comics. I do myself, sharing their articles. These nominations are disastrous. They are prejudiced and shameful. They send a message to women and people of color that their lives, their talents, their experiences simply do not matter as much as white men's. These aren't just snubs. They are discrimination. That's quite an assertion. Dolomite is my name, Just Mercy, The Farewell, and Hustlers were completely shut out. These nominations are deranged. How it works, as far as I can understand, the Oscars, they basically, each category are voted by the people from within that genre of movie making. So editors vote for editors, directors vote for directors, actors vote for actors, actresses vote for actresses. I might be mistaken, but that's my impression on how it works. And Best Picture, everyone basically gets 2 categories: the Best Picture overall, and in their own category. I believe actors and actresses have 3 categories, since they get to vote on Best Supporting Role and Main Role. And as far as I can tell, this is basically merit and how it is voted on. But somehow the most progressive, or I would say regressive, part of entertainment still considers themselves as that. So I don't even understand how the same people who claim to be so woke get triggered by I mean, if women and minorities want to be nominated, you need to step up your game. No one, it's never been easier to get yourself promoted, to get yourself known within the industry. You can make. I mean, Kobe Bryant won an Oscar. There's nothing stopping the people anymore, especially women and minorities, to make movies. But to actually have a good movie, you need good people, and the majority of people in the West are white. So I don't even understand this sort of reasoning. But let's also jump into The Guardian, because we have one side, we have actually a site, or we actually support, and I want to look into what Guardian is saying, because it's two sides of the different coin, if we want to put it that way. The supervillain origin story has again squeezed out a clutch of much better films, but this isn't the shabbiest shortlist I've seen. The Oscars nominations arrive, signaling almost the final iteration of that strange what's think consensus, at once exasperating and eerie choices which somehow emerge as if from single head. The raucous box office smash Joker, the origin story for Batman's arch-villain, leads the field with 11 nominations. That is saying something. 11 nominations is quite significant. And 10 each for Sam Mendes' First World War Spectacular and Martin Scorsese's wintry mob drama The Irishman. And Quentin Tarantino's LA black comedy on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once again, we have an all-male directing shortlist with nothing for Greta Gerwig's superlative Little Women or Marielle Heller for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. These are movies. I have barely heard of Little Women. And I haven't even heard about A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And only Cynthia Erivo making the list as a non-white actor, with nothing for Lupita Nyong'o's Much of My performance in Jordan Peele's Us. Maybe the movie isn't good. I haven't watched it, but maybe the people who watched it, voted on it, just didn't like it. And watching people sum up the best movies of 2019 from different sources, on YouTube at least, and none of them had Us on top 10. None of them had The Little Women or A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. None of them had these movies in their top 10. It is infuriating that the Safdie brothers' glorious crime drama Uncut Gems did not make the cut. You mean the same movie that a journalist like you basically said it wasn't good, and I believe it has a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Taron Egerton must be disappointed to get nothing for his game impersonation of Elton John in Rocketman. I mean, no one talked about Rocketman in the same vein as they did Bohemian Rhapsody. So I mean, maybe it wasn't as good, or people just didn't thought other movies were better. It's like that sometimes. Although it was always a better singing than acting performance, and I can't even pronounce that. Certainly should have been included. This Academy Awards list is duller without her. There is a lot to feel good about in Oscars 2020. Cats didn't figure, and all the 3 films in the silver medal, 10 nominations, position 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and The Irishman are absolutely superb. So let's jump into where he covers the Joker. But Squatting Everything is Joker, in my view, a mediocre, overrated film which runs out of story ideas after the first act, which has less interest than the viral video of the Portsmouth kebab shop fight. It certainly deserves a cinematography nomination for Lawrence Sher, but bizarrely it got nothing for the excellent production designed by Mark Friedberg. Well, at least he's talking some positive about the movie. But almost everything else about it is meager and shallow, and the strident lead performance from Joaquin Phoenix is much less interesting than similar portrayals in You Were Never Really Here and The Master. That's just an opinion, mate. You can't... You haven't even gone into depth of why this is an inferior movie. You've just said... yeah, that's like my opinion, man, and this movie sucks. That's basically all you said. The rest of the article is not interesting whatsoever. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.